And right now it's 14 minutes after 8 o'clock. Good morning to you, and thank you for being right here with us on KSST Sulphur Springs on this Friday morning. Very important information coming your way over the next 15 minutes that has to do with the Wall That Heals coming to our town. Also, the Neil McCoy concert. And we're going to bring in our good friend, Mandy Kennedy.
Good morning, Enola. How are you?
Thank you for coming by. You have got so much to talk about. We have a poster about the Wall That Heals, which I hope that you have seen already and plan November 4th through 7th, and we'll find out a whole bunch more that's featured in these dates here in Sulphur Springs. And also the Neil McCoy Benefit Concert, September 10th. All of this is pointing toward this. Well, we're the only town in Texas with the display.
That's correct. Usually the Wall That Heals, this is the wall that comes out of Washington, D.C. It is the exact replica of the wall in D.C., and it comes to all the communities across the nation every year. And usually Texas has 2 to 3 cities that it visits. We're actually the only one this year, and we're the only one in the southern 12-state region. So we're excited about that.
That's a good reason to be. Those who have seen the Vietnam Veterans Wall in Washington, D.C. will love also to see this. And the mobile education center?
Yes. It comes with a mobile education center, which is set up in a 53-foot trailer. It has 4 huge digitalized screens. The neat thing about it is that it has not just things that you can read, but it's got memorabilia and items that show people and visitors and veterans things that happened during this divisive time during our American history. And that's a big part of why we wanted this particular wall to come, because it is so educational. And especially since our students here in Sulphur Springs are co-sponsoring. The Sulphur Springs Independent School District is co-sponsoring with the Veterans Memorial Committee and the City of Sulphur Springs. So these students have a huge role in this. They'll be participating in a big way as a part of their educational program.
It is a huge responsibility upon us during this time then to acquaint them and bring them into, because this was 50 years ago.
Yes.
And there are many people in our community that weren't one-on-one like maybe you and I were back then.
Yes, exactly. You and I do remember a lot of what happened during Vietnam, and this wall offers the opportunity to veterans and their families to heal. That was another big focus of the Vietnam Veterans Memorial Fund when they put this together, is to bring it around to honor and memorialize the over 3 million individuals that were a part of that horrific time in our history.
A horrific time. Now, your involvement with this is pretty expansive. We've got the Wall That Heals coming November 4th through 7th.
Yes.
Leading up to that is much preparation.
Mm-hmm.
During those days, many volunteers will be needed. There are other campaigns and programs associated with it that will be going on all at the same time. And Sulphur Springs will be about like a celebration city on those days.
That is exactly right. We're expecting 25 to 30,000 people to come to Sulphur Springs, and I don't know how they came up with that figure, except they've got a lot of experience, so they told us to be prepared. And we want to do that. So the first thing that's going to happen is the wall is going to roll into Texas and into Sulphur Springs on a big semi-trailer on Tuesday, November the 2nd, and we are preparing to meet them, and they'll be escorted in by the Patriot Guard Riders and a Christian biker club and law enforcement and fire department personnel, and that will kick off our Yellow Ribbon campaign. We hope that our community will be participating in that campaign, and that will start right after Labor Day. Individual families and businesses will have the chance to purchase yellow ribbons and banners and yard signs through the school. Okay. Their graphic design team will be creating these and have packages that they can purchase, put in their yards, and that's how we hope to welcome home America's Vietnam veterans.
What better sign than The yellow ribbon.
Yes, exactly. And as you remember with me, our Vietnam veterans were not welcomed home. It was a horribly politicized war, and we did not treat our warriors like they should have been. So it's our opportunity, sadly 50 years, but finally to be able to welcome these men and women home and honor them for their service and what they did for our nation.
In order for our town, the size that it is, to accomplish this, of course, funds need to be raised in various ways.
Yes.
And you have a concert coming up real soon.
Yes, yes. Neil McCoy is probably one of the most patriotic entertainers in the country music world. He really is and always has been. So we thought he would be perfect for a fundraising event, and he's excited about it as well.
Doesn't he do a Pledge of Allegiance every day?
Every morning, and he's 3,000 something days in a row every morning, really early too. I get an alert on my phone and I'm thinking, are people up? So yeah, he's great, and he is coming on 2 weeks from today.
Okay.
Yes, Friday, September the 10th, to the auditorium at the back of the Civic Center, the Sulphur Springs High School auditorium. Jason Walden and the Alibis will be opening for him. It's a great concert. No two concerts are alike, and he is a funny man. He's done USO tours, so veterans love him, and we're really looking forward to it.
Something about Neil is he just absolutely loves people and loves his audience. He just loves them, and it just shows. And that's why people are attracted back time and again to see Neil McCoy. He's never going to be closer to us than September 10th.
That's right. That's right. We are so excited to have been able to get him. You can get tickets at outhousetickets.com, and they range in price from $35 to $75. So, gosh, I would just encourage everybody to get on there and get your tickets and come out to not only see a great show, because it's going to be a really good one, and if you haven't heard Jason Walden and Alibis, they're really good too, but it's also how we're raising some money to pay for some of the sundries that we need to bring the wall here. That said, I do want to tell everyone about a very special lady in our community that underwrote the cost of bringing the wall to Sulphur Springs, Hopkins County. It's $10,000. That's what you pay to the Veterans Memorial Fund in Washington, D.C. to host this particular wall as you make application. And Sulphur Springs was chosen over hundreds of applicants. Our town, our community spirit, our plan, our site plan that was put together just appealed to those people making the decision. And when we found out that we were going to get the wall, the first decision to make was, could we afford it, because it was going to cost $10,000. And we have a lady here in town. She grew up in this community and left after college, but she has come back here to retire, and she donated the full $10,000 in loving memory of some family members that served during the war. Her name is Carol Gunn Vernon, and my heart just was full. I couldn't wait to call her and tell her what her generosity had done for us, because it really took the pressure off, and we could say, sure, we can do it this year right after COVID.
My.
Yeah, she's just an amazing lady. Just her generosity was so heartfelt.
So it seems as if bringing the wall this November was just meant to be.
It was. It absolutely was. And we thank her from the bottom of our hearts. We really, truly do. There are so many things that are going to be happening during that time. I just want to touch on a couple of them. Certainly, if people will go to the Facebook page, The Wall That Heals, Sulphur Springs, Texas Facebook page, we're constantly starting to post things that are going to be happening and ways that people can get involved, because volunteers are going to be crucial to making this happen. And you can also go to our website, which is www.thewallthatheals-sstex.org, and on there is an app. It's called a Sign Up Genius, and you can look at those. There's two different ways to volunteer by signing up on those apps. One is in the command post, which is our first aid station, our volunteer hospitality tent, and our informational booth. Or you can go and volunteer to assist and attend at the wall itself. And this is going to be set up at the high school track, so we need lots and lots of people to volunteer to help, and they can sign up there.
The hours are going to be 24/7.
24/7. The wall that will be erected, the city of Sulphur Springs will be doing that under the direction of Joey Baker, and they'll be putting that up with the high school. The athletic department will be helping under the direction of Dan Fronberger and, of course, Josh Williams. I can't sing that man's praises enough because he was one of the ones that when we approached him to see if they would co-sponsor, because it was going to hinge on having the perfect place to have it, he said, how can we help? That he's just amazing. And so it's going to be put up on Wednesday, and after it's put up, it opens 24 hours Thursday, November the 4th through the 7th, and it leaves on Sunday afternoon. We'll start taking it down, and it will leave at 2 o'clock that afternoon.
Wow.
Yeah, so 24 hours a day. It is free of charge. We want everyone to come and spend time. It will be a quiet, reflective place. There will be some benches that will be made by all the area ag departments in the schools for some of our people that would like to sit and reflect. It's a very quiet, solemn area. One thing we're going to have, you'll see more information, is an opening ceremony on Thursday night, November the 4th. Student tours, these schools, elementary to high school, anybody that wants to bring their students to tour the wall. Our CTE students, under the direction of Mrs. Arledge, will be conducting tours with the staff of the Wall That Heals for all the students and churches. Anybody that wants to do a tour, they can do that. But the students need to contact Josh Williams at the administration office. He's the assistant superintendent, and he will schedule those.
And this will be on the first day of it, on November 4th?
4th.
Okay.
They can start those tours that morning. I want to say they start at 9 o'clock, but Josh has that information, so they can contact the Independent School District here.
Tell us the website again.
It's thewall-that-heals-sstx.org.
Okay. And then the Wall That Heals Facebook page.
Yes, the Wall That Heals, Sulphur Springs, Texas.
Okay.
They can find all the information they need on that. My telephone number is out there on those websites and Facebook page. They can call my cell phone, and I'm happy to put them in touch, or they can email. There's an email address on those, and they can also email. Any company or individual that would like to support, we've got some sponsorship and advertising levels if they would like to help with that. The funding for bringing it, Mrs. Vernon has taken care of that, but there are other advertising costs.
Other expenses.
Yes, other expenses that go along with it, and we want to make sure that's covered. Our graphic design students and floral team, they're all pitching in, and we don't want the schools to go through any expense that we can't cover. Our audiovisual students are going to be doing interviews of Vietnam veterans and some of the Vietnamese refugees that have lived in our community all these 50 years. They're also going to be doing all of our photography and things under Mr. Jordan Owens. He's their instructor. We're just really looking forward to an incredible time, and it's starting to happen. There's another wonderful thing that's going to be happening at Heritage Park and also at Pacific Park in the new Gray's building. Texas was known for the Buffalo Soldiers, and they had a big part in Vietnam as well, and especially World War II. But they also served in Vietnam, and Texas Parks and Wildlife has 3 Buffalo Soldiers that go around to the Texas Parks and Wildlife to do special programs, educational and historical programs, and they are going to be coming to Heritage Park for Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. So the folks over there are going to be entertaining them and setting up their schedule, and they're also going to be doing some Dutch oven cooking and doing tours out there for visitors to our community and for school kids that want to come out there, kind of similar to the Indian summer days that they do.
Okay.
And then Houston has a program. It's a huge national museum, the Buffalo Soldiers National Museum, and they have Buffalo soldiers and actors that will be doing reenactments at the Graves Building in Pacific Park. So we're looking forward to that as well.
Wonderful. It will be a packed-in time here in
very
Sulphur Springs.
packed-in time.
November 4th through 7th. Ultimately, that's
Yes.
the end of all this work that's going on.
Yes,
And
yes.
so plan to tour this beautiful display, The Wall That Heals, at least once during that time. Can we talk again in the days to come about how things are going on?
Absolutely. Would you just call me and I'll
Okay.
show up?
Thank you, Mandy Kennedy.